Welcome back, everyone. So now we are going to go over the back page foundation cards from My Hero Academia's Girl Power set, releasing as of today, 2 weeks? It releases on the 24th, with the pre-release on the 17th. It was pushed back by 1 week, as of an announcement made today. So we have now seen, theoretically, every card in the set, including the reprints and secret rares. However, in the teaser article, they mentioned another alternate win condition, and I don't believe we've seen that yet. Maybe I am mistaken, maybe I missed it, but I don't know if I've seen that yet. So interested to see if maybe that was a mistake or what have you. But now let's get into the foundations from the back page. We have America's #1 hero. This is Stars and Stripes. This is a 3 difficulty, 5 control, plus 3 mid-block with the ally keyword. It's got all good and order. Very good symbol spread. It's also a rare. It has first enhance, flip, discard 1 card. So this has to be the first enhance you attempt to play during any given enhance step if you wish to use this effect. You flip this and discard one, you flip this as your cost. You discard 1 card as an effect. Your rival cannot block your attack with cards of the same type as the discarded card. This is actually a really strong offensive piece, because if you know your rival only has attacks in their hand, or you have effects that say if this card is blocked by a non-foundation card, or blocked by an attack, or blocked by a foundation, you can basically force your rival to block with what you want them to. And usually the better block modifiers are on attacks, so you can force attacks out of your rival's hand by discarding a foundation, or if you discard an attack, you can make sure they're dealing with those more difficult block modifiers. It also has a Pro Hero Enhance, Flip. This attack loses 1 keyword trait and gains 1 keyword trait of your choice. Only playable if your character has the Pro Hero trait. So this is interesting. We've seen gaining keyword traits with characters like Monoma. But this is interesting. I guess this could work to limit your rival's combo abilities, because if they lose the keyword trait, I would assume that it would lose that trait for the rest of the turn. The rest of the turn, so your rival would not be able to combo off that card. Or if your rival has a bunch of things that say this charge attack or this slam attack, you can get rid of that keyword from the attack and give it, taunt, something suitably worthless, to try to hamper what your rival's trying to do. Mainly, I really like this first enhance, this top one, dictating what my rival can block this attack with, especially if I know, if I've looked at their hand and they only have foundations left, I discard a foundation, this attack becomes unblockable. That's pretty solid. Moving on, we have Binding Mr. Aizawa. This is a 2 difficulty, 5 control, plus 3 low block. It's got fire, order, and water, so another Todoroki 2 type card, except for Momo's the one doing all the work here. It says response flip after one or more of your excuse me. Tripping over my own tongue, and I'm only on card 2. Response flip. After one of your foundations is destroyed by a rival effect, commit 1 rival foundation. So that's pretty solid. If they destroy one of your cards, or force you to destroy one of your cards, you selectively commit one of theirs. This is amazing against characters like Karasu, which want to, destroy your foundations. Yeah, pretty good defensive piece. And then Enhance Flip, this attack gets -1 speed for each of its keywords. As we've seen in this set in particular, keywords matter. And there's a lot of keyword spaghetti on many, many cards, so giving -3, -4, -5 speed is really, really solid. I really like that. Next, we get Caught Misbehaving. This is a 1 difficulty, 5 control with a +2 mid-block. It's Death, Earth, and Fire. It says response flip. After your rival builds a foundation during the combat phase, flip and commit it. That's really good. That's really, really good, especially when you have characters like Nejire, who, when they block with a foundation, can build it ready. So then you can commit and flip that card. Really solid. And if they build cards in face down, you would simply commit it, since you don't have to flip it as the cost. So really good for when your rival's trying to build offensively or defensively, trying to slow them down a little bit more. Next, we have Classmate Support. This is a 2 difficulty, 5 control with a +3 mid-block. It's got Chaos, Evil, and Life. It says response, commit after you make a check. It gets +2 if your character is committed. So this is a check to play an attack. This is a check to block. As long as your character is committed, that check gets +2. This one foundation counts as 3. That's really solid. Especially on Life, there's characters like Yusuke who want to be committed. Off of Chaos, you have Chaos and Life, you have Koji Koda. After you commit him to draw a bunch of cards, this is now 3 foundations when you try to play an attack. That's amazing. Koji Koda, with this set, on both Chaos and Life, I think Koji Koda is going to become a real threat. You heard it here first. Koji Koda is going to become a big threat with as much as he can now string together so long as he sees the attacks. I say major threat. He'll probably be showing up a lot more, but he's someone to be worried about now. Next, we have Condescending Explanation. I hate Great Boy. It's a 3/5 with a +3 mid-block. It's got Evil, Void, and Water. It says, first enhance, remove, spend 1 momentum, flip this attack. I hate Mineta. I love this card. I wish it had Chaos, so I could slot it into my President Mike 2 Don't Touch Me deck, but that's probably one of the reasons it doesn't have Chaos. This card doesn't need Chaos, but man, I wish it did. But it does share Void with Cape of No Return, so if you have a Void Don't Touch Me character, those two share symbols and can just make sure you're not touched. Next up, we have Confronting the MLA. It's a 1 difficulty, 5 control, +2 high block. It's got Death, Evil, and Void. It says response, remove. After this foundation is destroyed, your rival spends 1 momentum. So this is cool. Both if you destroy it or your rival destroys it, your rival spends a momentum. It's good to get rid of your rival's momentum. If you destroy this as a lock breaker, it's a nice 1 diff. It's got a +2 high block, which is really good. And getting rid of your rival's momentum is pretty key, especially when you've got these like Amajiki armor decks running around, or Mirio running around who likes to have their momentum. So yeah, I think this is pretty good, especially for a common. This is really nice. What's this? Oh, this is a rare. Go figure. Next we have Create... Oh, don't do that. Creative Strategist. This is an uncommon. It's a 2/5 with a +2 high block, with Death, Void, and Water. It says response, flip. After your rival clears a card from their card pool during the combat phase, add the top card of their deck to their card pool face down. So this is really interesting, because you can use it with characters, especially on Water, like Innsmouth, who can clear a card from your rival's card pool to commit one of their foundations. You can then add the top card of their deck to their card pool. You just basically committed one of their foundations for free. That's solid. This is an uncommon, so it could fill a niche. If your rival is clearing, it could be some good sideboard tech. Against cards like Manifest, or any of these cards that clear other cards from your card pool, like Storm of Arrows or Chorus of 1,000 Skulls. Anything like that that can clear other cards from your card pool, this is a really good anti-tech for that. Next up, Defiant Stance. This is a 2/5 with a +3 high block, with Air, Good, and Life. It says response, Tenacious once per turn, so playable while committed. After you commit this card to pay a cost, ready it. Yeah, Life Koji Koda is going to be bonkers, because you can commit this card to make one of your ally cards not count towards progressive difficulty, and then just ready it. It counts as 2 foundations. And then after Koji Koda is committed, Helping Friends, Classmate Support, counts as 3 foundations. So yeah, life is going to be a little bit more cracked. Maybe I jumped on life a little bit too early this set with my Giro 2. Maybe I should have waited on life for some more of this support. It's going to be cracked. Next up, Disciplinary Action. This is a 1/5 with a +2 mid-block. This is also an uncommon. I haven't been going over the rares here. Defiant Stances are rare. It says response. It's got air, good, and life. It says response, flip after a foundation leaves your stage due to a rival effect. Build one foundation from your discard pile committed. That's pretty cool. Especially if you build in a card with a Tenacious ability, so you can play it anyway. That's not bad. This stops a lot of these debuild things like Mineta 2, Karasu, any of these foundation denial decks like Mina 3. Yeah, I see this being pretty cool. This is another good uncommon where it's just filling a specific niche. Next up we have the rare Disrespectful Banter. And yeah, these two are very disrespectful. This is a 3/5 with a +3 mid-block with Chaos, Death, and Void. It says enhance your attack, destroy. Your rival destroys one face-up foundation. This attack gets +X damage. X equals the block modifier of the destroyed rival foundation. So, in all honesty, this is probably only going to get you +2. This is evenly going to get you +2 damage. Mostly +1 if your rival can destroy something like a number 10 pro hero. Something with a +1 modifier. Or heaven forbid, a syndicate target, a +0 modifier. But it does fill a certain spot if you're trying to destroy your rival's foundations. This is also countered now by Disciplinary Action, which is fun. So, yeah, interesting. I don't know how much play it's going to see, unless you can, your rival just builds a bunch of these 3 block modifier foundations, or you have a way, this doesn't share any symbols with Bubble Girl, never mind, to increase block modifiers. Next up, we have the uncommon Exam Strategy. This is a 3/5 with a +3 mid-block. It's got Deflect 2 as a response, so as a response, you can add it from your hand to your card pool after the block step of your rival's attack. That attack will get -2 damage, which is your Deflect 2. It says Enhance Destroy. This attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage for each attack in your card pool. Oh, and it's got Chaos, Earth, and Life. Again, 2 Koji Koda symbols. Count them 2. Got a haircut recently, and now I'm seeing myself in my viewfinder here, and I hate it. They cut it too short. But I'm going on a long road trip on Sunday, so didn't need it all in my eyes either. So yeah, this is actually a really good card, especially for an uncommon, because if you lay out a string and you can pop 1 or 2 of these off to give 1 speed, 1 damage for each attack in your card pool, because it doesn't say other attack, so you're getting at least 1/1. You can really throw a lot of stats on a dunk, which is something that Koji Koda had trouble with. So yeah, life Koda. Calling it now. Calling my shot. Next up, we have Fighting for Control. I like this card. It's a 2/4 with a +3 high block with Death, Evil, and Light Order. It says response, rival's turn, flip. After your rival makes a check to play a non-foundation card, that check gets -2. Failing that check will not end the combat phase. So it's just an auto check hack on their first attack or their kill turn attack, just to try to make sure you survive another turn. It's a 4-check. I think it's a very fair 4-check. It's an uncommon, so you're going to be seeing this a lot. I like it, and especially in these check hack decks, I can see it pulling a lot of weight. Next up, we have Finding Solace, a 2/5 with a +3 low block. It's got all Earth and Water. It says response, flip after your rival plays a keyword ability, ready 2 foundations that have not been ready this combat phase. So if they play a powerful or a stun, this is really good anti-stun. So stun, powerful, echo, deflect, breaker. This can ready cards that haven't been readied, so you can keep pushing or keep defending. Especially as a way to cancel like a stun 1, you get to ready 2. That's that's pretty good. That's really, really good. And this is another uncommon. This uncommon is going to be everywhere. Next we have Frozen Defense. This is a 2/5 with a 3 mid block. It's got Death, Order, and Water, and it simply has Deflect 3, so you can either block with it, or you can cut 3 damage off of an attack using the Deflect keyword. Pretty simple. It's a common. It's probably just here to show off more of the new Deflect keyword, which I will be making a video about soon. Then we have Glare Distraction. Buffering. 2/5 with a 3 high block. It's got Good, Air, and Life. It says Enhance Remove. Don't know why the Enhance is green as opposed to yellow here. Normally Enhance is yellow, but for some reason it's green. I don't know. Maybe it's a print error, maybe it's just a mock-up error. But Enhance Remove, if this attack's speed is greater than its printed speed, it gets -4 speed. That's pretty good. And on a common, is very fair. So if they've given it +2 speed, you can give it -4 speed, so it's as if that 2 speed was a negative instead of a positive. Really good. I like it. Simple but effective. Next up is a common Grape Buckler, a 1/5 with a 3 mid block with Chaos, Death, and Evil. It says it, again, with the green Enhance. It says Enhance Flip. This attack cannot leave your rival's card pool during the combat phase. Your rival may spend 1 momentum to cancel this effect. You know what Younger Toguro doesn't do? Take momentum, especially turn 2. So, first attack turn 2, they're playing on progressive difficulty. If you've got multiple of these, they're just struggling, and then they have to take momentum, which then they can use to cancel this later on, but by then hopefully you have secured a foothold. So this is a very good no clearing kill on turn 2. So this is a good defensive piece here. But yeah, still maybe do something about Younger Toguro UVS games. The people are ready to riot, it seems. Granted, I know he can be beaten. I'm not one of the people saying he's impossible to beat. I've beaten several myself. I just had a bad showing last weekend at Vegas. But cards like this will help. But that just because you're getting some help doesn't mean that the guy might not be a problem. Next, we have Heat Tolerance. Josh's boy, Tetsu. A 2/5 with a +3 mid block. It's got All, Earth, and Void. It says Enhance Flip. If this is your rival's 3rd or greater attack this turn, it gets -4 damage. So, again, punishing string decks, which is really good. And -4 damage can definitely make a difference. So, that's pretty cool. And again, another uncommon that might be everywhere, especially in some of these defensive decks. Common Jam Session. 2/5 with a +2 mid block. It's got the Ally keyword. It's got Chaos, Evil, and Fire. It says Enhance, again with the green Enhance. Enhance, spend 1 momentum. Your next check to play an attack gets +1 for each copy of Jam Session in your stage. So right off the bat, this is an Ally Foundation with the Chaos keyword, which means you can build it in with Command Pigeon Flock, and then spend your momentum to maximize your strings. So again, Chaos, Coda. Yeah, he's gonna have a lot this set for someone who's only ever been printed once. Fun. Next we have Latent Skill. So this is another reprint that is not specifically in the reprint section. This is a 2/5 with a +2 high block, Air, Death, and Fire. This is Bakugo 1 from the Bakugo 1 rival deck. It says Enhance Flip, discard 2 cards, draw 2 cards. Again, it's weird that this and Eat My Sticky Balls are technically verbatim reprints, but not chosen to be in the specific alternate art reprint section. That's weird to me, but maybe they had their reasons. Then we have Ready for a Rematch. This is another common. It's a 1/6 with a +3 low block. It's got Air, All, and Order. It says response tenacious. After this card is committed during the enhanced step, this attack gets +1 or -1 speed. So it's kind of like the Kuwabara two-sword style foundation, but instead of giving +1 or -1 damage, it gets +1 or -1 speed. So if you have a way to commit your own foundations to give stats or to, do other things, this is a good way to also add a little bit of speed or minus speed on your rival's turn. This also works if it is stunned due to your rival's effect. You can give -1 speed to try to counter that stun. And as a 1/6 with a +3 low block, that's pretty good. Pretty good stats on a common. This one's hype. I like this card. This is Resistance Training. This is an ultra rare foundation. A 3/5 with a +2 mid block. It's got 1B breaker 1. So if your character has the 1B trait, this card is allowed to use its breaker 1 response, which for those uninitiated means if you block with this card, your rival's next check to play a card gets -1. It says response, rival's turn, remove, spend 1 momentum. So during your rival's turn, you have to remove this as cost and spend a momentum as cost. After your rival plays an attack, if you have 0 cards in your hand, draw up to your character's printed hand size. This is all earth and good. This says these 3 symbols are very much harder to kill now. I do not see why, if you have these symbols, you would not run at least one of this card. Because if you are trying to chain block, or maybe your rival's running some discard, this allows you to keep up with some of your rival's draw. Yeah, this is a good card. I like this card. I like this a lot. This is really, really good. If you're someone like, if you've got that Chew foundation that lets you discard a card from your hand for -2 damage, you empty your hand that way, then you just draw a whole bunch of cards again. It's pretty solid. Next up, Sadistic Jeer. This is a 2/5 with a +2 low block. It's got the Taunt keyword and no Keimi Tsushimi symbols. But it does have Chaos, Evil, and Fire. It says Enhance Flip. Your rival checks against a 5. If they fail, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. Pretty good. And then Enhance Destroy this card. If your rival has 8 or more foundations, this attack gets +2 speed and +2 damage. Again, kinda not enjoying this 8 or more foundations, especially if we're finally adding more Deadlock into the game. Playing this mini Deadlock game feels kind of bad. I mean, at this point, if you're printing a lot of these, why not just make Deadlock 8 or more foundations, or 9 or more foundations? It kind of seems where they're wanting to go, where they're like, oh, no one's going past 10, so we don't need to print Deadlock. We'll just print 8 or more instead, and that just kind of feels bad. Next we have, Secret Family Technique. I hated this scene in the anime of Ida yanking out his exhaust pipes, because I like to think I have really good strong legs. I like my legs, and I almost got a Charlie horse watching that scene. But this is a 1/5, 3 mid-block uncommon card with Air, All, and Order. This says Enhance Commit. Your kick attack gets +2 speed. If it deals damage, draw 1 card. Not bad, not awful. It's still more draw, but at least it's on a commit. But it does give your kick 2 speed, but at least you're single keyword locked. It's not just your attack gets 2 speed, it's your kick specifically. Next we have Seeking Entry. This is another uncommon. It's a 2/5 with a +3 mid-block. It's got the ally keyword and the chaos symbol, along with order and water. It says response commit. After your rival plays a non-character ability that adds any number of cards to their hand, seal 1 rival foundation and draw 1 card. Alright, so Mop Strike, Walk the Dog, pretty much every card in Younger Togoro's kit. This allows you to then draw 1 card and maybe seal another Settling Old Debts, or seal another card that's going to let them draw more cards, or boost for more damage. So, not bad. I can see this maybe as a 1 or a 2 of, especially with all the free draw in the game right now. This lets you keep up with your hand a little bit, and you get to seal something important on your rival's side. Just notice this has yellow response, whereas a couple of those foundations had green enhance. Someone got their color coding wrong. Why color coded if you're just gonna make my eye twitch like this? Next up, we have Size Specialist. A 1/5 with a +3 mid-block. It's a common. It's got Life, Void, and Water. And it says Response, in green, thankfully. Add this card to your hand. After you block with a foundation not named Size Specialist, build it. Pretty good. So you pick up a ready foundation when you block with a foundation. Yeah, so block with foundation, pick up ready foundation, build ready foundation. You have a 3 mid block in your hand now. If you can play these out again, you can continuously cycle these to build your cards. I'm seeing now why you have this this commit flip. Where was it? Yeah, this caught misbehaving. If your rival builds a foundation during the combat phase, flip and commit it. I'm kind of seeing it now, because there's a lot of ways to defensively build more and more foundations. Next up, Split Body Control. This is a rare. It's a 2/5 with a 3 low block. It's got All Death and Earth. It says response, flip. After your attack is blocked, flip one rival foundation. Well, Byakko loves this. I don't. I like to block and not have my foundations touched. Thank you very much. So, moving on. We have Teacher's Guidance. This is another common. It's a 2/5 with another 3 low block. It's got Air, Chaos, and Earth. It says Enhance, flip. If you have taken damage this turn, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. So this is kind of good, especially on Chaos. If you've seen my present Mike 2 deck, I love using momentum defensively in that deck, and since I don't attack much, it's a struggle to kind of get that momentum. So on Chaos, being able to say, hey, you touched me, I'm going to get momentum and defend myself better. So that's really cool. I like that. Especially as a common, I think that's really neat. Next we have Time for Rest, a rare foundation this time. It's a 2/5 with a 3 low block with Fire, Order, and Water. It says response, flip, name a keyword. After your rival's combat phase begins, attacks with that named keyword get -2 speed this turn. Wow. So, there's a lot of keyword tribal going on. Obviously, you've got a lot of kick support. In this set right here, you have a lot of charge support. You have ranged and slam support. So if you know your rival is running a tribal deck, you just gave all of their attacks -2 speed for the turn. That's really, really good. And this doesn't cost you momentum. This doesn't cost you cards from your hand. It is a simple flip cost, which is nuts. This is a really solid defensive piece, especially on these 3 symbols. Water could already block for days. Now it can block for days even more. That's really cool. So, I like this card. I like it a lot. And lastly, we have Will of Steel. This is a 1/5 with a +2 mid-block on the Earth, Order, and Void symbols. And it says as a static, after you block a throw with this attack, that attack deals no damage. More throw hate. Thank you. I know one of the reprints is Faith Shield, which is almost the same except for every attack, but this is good. We needed more throw hate. I really like that. But that is all of the 80, 79, 78, 65, 4, 3, 2, 1, 70, 69, 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 60, 59, 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then that's 51. Yep, that is every card, every foundation in the back page of My Hero Academia Girl Power. All in all, I think the back page cards, attacks and foundations alike, honestly I'm probably more hyped for most of these back page cards than I am for half of the set proper, which kind of sucks a little bit because I know these kits are probably what they put more time into. You know, because you have to make them cohesion. You know, but yeah, I really like a lot of these backpage cards. I'm really excited for Girl Power. I know a lot of people were complaining that the characters kind of feel underwhelming. This feels like a Crimson Rampage as opposed to a Jet Burn. And that's fair. I will say that is a fair assessment, especially where the characters are concerned. This does feel very Heroes Clashy, Crimson Rampagey. But some of these cards, some of the backpage ones, do feel very much more in the Undaunted Raid, Jet Burn realm for me. But I'm still going to buy it. I'm still going to build all these characters, not just for my Day Zeros, mind you, which those are coming now that the entire set has been previewed. I can start on my Day Zeros while I'm on my road trip because I work hard for you guys. I am one of the hardest working unpaid interns you will ever see. But with that said, that is the end of the foundations, and the next video I think is going to cover the secret rares and the alternate arts. That one should go by pretty quickly since most of them, or not the alternate arts, the reprints. And since we know what those do pretty much since we already have them, that should be a shorter video. So if you enjoyed my insane ramblings, please like the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I could use all the support I can get. And look forward to much more content in the future after I get back from vacation. I will be plotting videos and I will do a bunch of recording as soon as I get back. So until next time, take care, guys.